Hello. Welcome to the Showboys Newscast, bringing you all news and no opinion. My name is Mike.
And I'm Stuffy Nick.
Thanks for joining us. We've got a lot to cover, so let's get right to it. Up first, in our obligatory DC segment, we have a rumored casting for the upcoming Blue Beetle movie. Now, this is a rumor, but the third character to assume the Blue Beetle mantle will reflect the Mexican-American teenager version of the character, Jamie Reyes, who is now rumored to be played by Zolo Maridueña from Cobra Kai. I probably butchered the crap out of that. But the HBO Max produced film should be starting production next year and will follow Reyes as he's provided with a suit of modifiable extraterrestrial armor after a scarab he found fuses itself to the base of his spine. Yes, often, I shouldn't say overlooked, but a very, very, very minuscule DC character, Blue Beetle, getting his own movie on HBO Max. So that's cool.
I like scarabs. I like stuff like that. Sounds cool.
Fun fact, one day, long time ago, many years ago, Chief Mod and I were brainstorming a video game idea, right? And we codenamed it Blue Beetle.
Nice deep cut trivia.
Yep.
For everyone.
So,
and I like Zolo as a name. That's a cool name.
Zolo. Well, hopefully I said that right, but I mean, that's how I would pronounce it.
Xolo sounds right to me.
Zolo. It's like YOLO, but
yeah, Zolo.
Not. Yeah.
It's a new saying. Anyway, on to the gaming segment here. We have a Dead Space remake in the rumor mill. The Dead Space remake may be arriving as soon as fall of 2022. Sources familiar with its production state that the remake may arrive ahead of EA's internal launch window of 2023. EA will neither confirm nor deny the rumor. The remake will not only feature a touched-up version of the original game, but will also be rebuilt within the popular Frostbite engine. The game will also be able to run without loading screens thanks to the faster console SSDs.
Now that part's pretty cool. No loading screens?
Yeah. I mean, it should be. It's a pretty lightweight game, 10 years old, all that jazz. They seem to update it. Seems doable. And I think that's something we wanted before it even happened.
Yeah, we definitely talked about that. That's for sure. And it's perfect because this will be a great game for you to bust out on your brand spanking new PS5.
Yeah, and I'll have to figure out streaming there because I'll definitely stream that because I'll have to be hilarious.
Yes, that would be amazing.
Also in the rumor mill, but I think it's a little more confirmed than it assumes to be, but a GTA Remaster Trilogy is in the works. And so speaking of remakes, sources say that Rockstar is in the process of remastering Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, and San Andreas, the golden age of Grand Theft Auto, if you will. With each game getting remastered in the Unreal Engine, the remaster is due out later this year and will be available on all the popular gaming systems, including Nintendo Switch and PC ports.
Interesting.
That's big. Basically put it on everything.
Yeah.
Though they've had GTA on like tablets and stuff now, like for iOS and stuff, so it completely makes sense to start on the Switch and everything else under the sun because Rockstar likes making money.
Yes. And I'm starting to realize that GTA is getting to the DC / Mr. Robot, like, shoot, what's the word I'm looking for? It comes up like every episode almost.
Oh yeah, at this point, yeah. Between me and Chad, it's. Yeah. I mean, we willed this into existence. Once again, we were talking about this like just before any of this actually came out. And this has been a long list for me as like a remake because, I mean, you can play San Andreas at the least on like PC and stuff and other consoles like ports, but it didn't age the best, but it's playable.
Yeah. Yeah, it just wouldn't be a Showboys episode if we didn't bring up Grand Theft Auto.
Oh, there's going to be plenty of it.
Yes. Speaking of remakes, which is all we've been talking about so far in the gaming news section. But there's a new Twisted Metal, which doesn't sound like it's going to be a remake, but we're talking about old game series. There is reportedly a new Twisted Metal coming in 2023. Now, again, it's another rumor, but last but not least in the gaming news, it appears Twisted Metal, a much beloved PlayStation classic, may be returning in 2023. Sources are unclear on what shape Twisted Metal will return in, with speculation ranging from a new video game to a TV series. Based on PlayStation Studios previously confirming that a Twisted Metal TV series is in the works, it seems most likely that this is what will be arriving in 2023. Fans of the video game have been deprived of a new entry in the series for the better part of a decade, with the last releasing in 2012. A TV series.
I believe we've reported on that earlier this year.
What the heck could a Twisted Metal TV series be?
I mean, insanity.
True.
There
has been crazier things.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of these IPs that I guess every game studio thought no one wanted to play after 2010, but it was quite the opposite. So like Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, I throw all these classic like 2000s games that we all just love to death. And there's one feature I would like them to add to this Twisted Metal game, and that's the option to, instead of just looping through the whole soundtrack, just let me play Dragula by Rob Zombie on loop.
Right. Dude, I used to play Twisted Metal so much. Remember that guy Axel, and he was just like, his arms were connected to two giant tires.
Yep.
Great. Anyways,
we do have a comment here on the newscast, and it's an easy one. But Michael Janis says that supposedly they're remaking GTA 5 and Red Dead 1. GTA 5 they're always remaking, but Red Dead 1 did not know that. That would definitely be a welcome addition to the Rockstar fan base, I'm sure.
Yeah. Moving on to some HBO news. Robert Rodriguez signs a deal with HBO. Executive producer Robert Rodriguez, who will be working on, or did work, I don't know where they are in the stages of the Book of Boba Fett. I would assume it's all filmed since it's supposed to be coming out in a couple months. But he was an executive producer on the Book of Boba Fett, has signed his first look deal with HBO/HBO Max. The deal will allow for Robert to bring projects to HBO for potential development into original series. The deal also includes Robert's Troublemaker Studios and Racer Rodriguez, Robert's son, who will serve as a lead development executive. Robert has worked on popular films such as the Spy Kids trilogy, Machete, and Sin City, which I loved. Sin City. Such a great movie. But that's kind of exciting. I think, didn't Robert Rodriguez also direct some Mandalorian episodes?
Yes, if it's who I'm thinking of, putting a face to because I just think of the basically the making of Mandalorian series that you should watch that you still haven't.
I watched the Ludwig one.
Oh, but you have to watch all of them.
I know. But yeah, I like old Rob, so good for him. We have some Netflix news coming up now. Mary Elizabeth Winstead in a new Netflix Wick-esque thriller called Kate. Kate will be launching on Netflix this September, featuring Mary Elizabeth Winstead doing her best John Wick impersonation. In the film, Winstead's character has been poisoned by the Yakuza, and with the help of Woody Harrelson, she fights to take down the head of the Yakuza in one day. The trailer features over-the-top action scenes, numerous bloodied bodies, and bullets that travel at lightning-quick speed, as they do, right? I watched the trailer. It actually looks pretty cool. I'm a big fan of Mary Elizabeth Winstead. Of course, loved her as Ramona Flowers in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, but she also had a really good role in, I believe, season 3 of Fargo, which, if you haven't watched that yet, Nick, you need to get on it.
Yeah, I need to get on that. And
Add
I
it to the
love
list.
I love of all the action, movies that have come out ever, that a newer entry such as Wick already has like a Wick-esque
Mhm.
like stamp to other movies.
Yeah.
It's already its own little subgenre of shooter action flicks.
Yes. And we just, I believe it was last newscast, talked about a Nicolas Cage Wick-esque film
Yes.
called Pig, which, if you haven't seen the trailer for that, please go watch it because it'll make you laugh. Coming up next, we have some casting news for Tim Burton's Addams Family series called Wednesday that will be on Netflix. So Tim Burton will be bringing the Addams Family to Netflix by the way of a live action series called Wednesday, as I just said. As suggested by the title, Wednesday will be the focus. Wednesday Addams, the daughter, who will be played by Jenna Ortega. The series will follow her through her time as a student at Nevermore Academy and her attempts to master her psychic abilities in order to stop a monster that has been terrorizing the town. We know also, we now also know that Luis Guzman will play her father, Gomez Adam, and Catherine Zeta Jones will play Morticia Adams. The series will be 8 episodes in length. Yep. Addams Family.
I mean, when was the last Addams Family content out and about? Was it a movie?
I don't even remember, man.
I know.
Been a while.
Well,
I do remember watching that movie though as a child and loving it.
Oh, for sure. Definitely. Speaking of as a child and watching movies, Brendan Fraser is back. The
Yep.
Mummy and George of the Jungle star has been cast to play in the upcoming Killers of the Flower Moon film. He'll be playing lawyer W.S. Hamilton and appear alongside Leonardo DiCaprio and Robert De Niro in the Martin Scorsese directed film. Killers of the Flower Moon has a healthy budget of $200 million and began filming earlier this year. I mean, look at Brendan here coming hot with the co-stars and the director at the helm.
Big shooter now.
Guess so.
But I want to just, he was in Doom Patrol, so let's not say he's back. He's been back, but he landed a very substantial role, which is nice.
In the lesser of the two series that get compared in that group, Doom Patrol or Titans? Everyone always says Titans.
Yeah, Titans is definitely better. Which, by the way, new season 3's out, I believe. But good for him.
That one. Yeah.
He also, again, one of my favorite shows of the past, Scrubs. He had a really good episode or two on there as a guest star, as Dr. Cox's best friend. Oh, super great episodes.
Yeah, that was back. See, that was back in his prime there.
Yep, back in the
heyday. Back in the heyday. Moving on, we have a huge South Park deal confirmed here, which is crazy. It's basically
this one caught me like way off guard.
Yeah, completely. It's just one of those huge, massive dollar figure IP sack ups here for the rest of our lives, basically. They're gunning for the Simpsons,
Yeah.
But South Park is safe through at least 2027. MTV announced $900 million deal with Stone and Parker to bring 5 more seasons and 14 original spin-off movies. 14. 2 of those spin-off movies will be premiering in 2021 via Paramount Plus.
Well, they're running out of time because it's August.
I know, and outside of the $900 million in 2027 but 14 spin-off movies.
Yeah, that's the one that was like, what?
That's heavy. Like usually I could see like 5 seasons in a movie or 2.
5 seasons in a movie.
Yeah, 5 seasons in a movie, but they went 5 seasons and 14 movies. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's 2 a year basically.
Take that, Dan Harmon.
Yeah. That needs to be too bad. What was that show on Comedy Central? Celebrity Deathmatch. They need the Parker Stone and Parker versus Dan Harmon.
That would be great. Well, Rick and Morty had a big signing, what, like 2 years ago?
Yeah, that was basically when it was like, it's right in its almost peak, I would say, and then they weren't sure if it was going to continue on.
Yeah. Anyways.
Man, yeah, it's crazy. And moving on. Speaking of a continuation of just more ridiculous things that probably will never leave our TVs. Fast and the Furious is out. Hobbs and Shaw 2 is in. The president of $7 Productions confirmed that Dwayne Johnson, aka The Rock, will not appear in the next 2 Fast and Furious films, as well as confirming that he will be performing in a sequel of the spin-off Hobbs and Shaw. The original was widely considered a success, grossing $760 million. Now, that makes sense because there are rumors that Dwayne Johnson was trying to take over like Fast and the Furious period and kind of like oust what's his name?
Vinny D.
Yeah, Vinny D from it. But I think this Fast movie that just came out is the last one.
Last of the Fast.
Yeah, last of the Fast. But obviously Dwayne Johnson likes money, and he was like, hey, we should just keep going. So the next logical thing to do is get Jason Statham on board to do 20 more Hobbs and Shaws.
Yeah, exactly what we need.
You got to watch all those. Have you seen all of them? I'll be honest, I haven't seen Hobbs and Shaw 1.
I stopped watching Fast and Furious after like 3.
Oh, come on. It's just started to get good after that. 3 was like arguably the worst one, but it's good. Moving on before Mike gets upset. Waterworld being developed as a series.
A seaweed series. The banner.
Oh. I was typing fast.
Yeah.
You can edit it, before you put it on.
I just noticed.
John Davis, 10 Cloverfield Lane, shout out Mike, and Predator.
Hey.
And Dan Trachtenberg appear to be developing a TV series based on the 1990 film Waterworld. Waterworld is set in a world where the polar ice caps melted and thus left a large portion of the world underwater. Dun dun dun. Kevin Costner starred in the film as a mariner who developed gills and attempted to find dry land. The series is set to follow the characters from the original movie set 20 years later.
I wonder if that means Kevin Costner will be back.
He's still around and kicking. He might.
Just saying.
20 years later in the movie is enough of a time jump to justify his aging, because that was 30, 40 years ago when Waterworld came out, the 80s. Or sorry, 1995. Yep.
Still it's almost 30 years ago, which is crazy.
Don't be sad.
I know. God, I'm getting old. But yeah, that sounds interesting. I love 10 Cloverfield Lane, so. And, old Danny T does some good stuff too, so excited about that. Another thing I'm kind of excited about, we have a Chronicle sequel coming, and this one is a female-led sequel. So a sequel to Chronicle is on the way and set to be a female-led film per producer John Davis, who we just talked about. It's going to give us a chance to tell the story in a different way. We're going to tell it from the female point of view. It will have been 10 years since the event happened in Seattle, and a lot of it's going to deal with fake news and real news and cover-ups. The original Chronicle was a huge hit, raking in $126 million on just a $12 million budget. The original Chronicle it was a fun movie and had a young Michael B. Jordan. I would check it out. It's interesting. We have some John Wick 4 casting news. The previously mentioned John Wick 4 has picked up Clancy Brown to star opposite of Keanu Reeves. Brown has appeared in numerous popular works, including the to-be-launched Dexter New Blood, Thor Ragnarok, Billions, and as the voice of Mr. Krabs and SpongeBob. Of course, where everyone knows him from.
Sure.
No, Clancy Brown's a good actor. And then, speaking of great actors, one of my personal favorites, Michael Keaton, has a new movie called Worth. Michael Keaton is set to play an attorney in Netflix's I hate that plural or possessive. It's just Netflix's. Anyways, Netflix has a new movie called Worth, and Michael Keaton is set to play an attorney in it. Keaton's character will be charged with determining how much to compensate families who suffered losses during September 11th. The movie is based on true events and will also feature a cast that includes Stanley Tucci, Amy Ryan, and Tate Donovan. Worth is set to begin streaming on September 3rd, 2021. Wow.
Fancy.
Getting close to September 11th with a movie about September 11th. I mean, they should have just went all for it and just released it on September 11th.
I know.
But that sounds like an interesting watch on a really heavy topic. So
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know how excited I am to watch it, even though I'm sure it'll be a really great movie.
I like that it's on Netflix and it's just easily accessible because I feel like that's something you just have to approach at your own time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. It's been a while since we've had a related September 11th because all those kind of came out in the years after there in the 2000s because there was the firefighter one.
Yeah.
With what's his name?
Yeah, that
Nicolas
guy.
Cage. Yeah, that guy. Back in his heyday.
He's trying to find his pig.
Yeah. Oh dear. Moving on to last articles here to close out the newscast. And these ones are arguably pretty big. This first one's really big. Another one of these big dollar figure like news articles like just catch everyone's eyes. But Sony has completed its acquisition of the popular anime streaming service Crunchyroll. The $1.175 billion buyout will bring Crunchyroll's content to Sony's PlayStation and allow Sony to continue to build their growing anime catalog. Per the CEO of Sony Pictures Entertainment, our goal is to create a unified anime subscription experience as soon as possible. I think this is huge, especially for Sony. I mean, they're about to corner the market on every popular anime, right? Crunchyroll not everyone, but Crunchyroll carries a lot of very highly esteemed and thought of animes.
Nice.
So
it just makes me want to have sushi.
Every time you hear anime, you just want sushi?
No, Crunchyroll.
Oh, Crunchyroll? Yeah.
Yeah, geez, I'm Nick.
Hey, wow. Come on. Anyway, moving on. Avatar Legends, the role-playing game. Magpie Games has developed an Avatar tabletop RPG. Now, think Nickelodeon Avatar, not Cameron's Avatar. Sorry, everyone.
Okay.
But
because I was thinking Cameron's Avatar.
Yeah, sorry. So this is the Nickelodeon animated series, Avatar: The Last Airbender. So Magpie says that they have created a system that brings the world of the four nations to life in a tabletop format. The RPG includes setting information, plot hooks, and full set of custom mechanics and an adventure to get you started on your journey. The Kickstarter initiative had a goal of 50,000, which has since been met and some. To date, 5.8 million has been pledged.
Sheesh.
Check out the Kickstarter page for loads of more details.
That's it's a little bit over what they were shooting for.
Yeah, and this is it's such a weird thing. Weird thing about Avatar: Last Airbender is I just feel like there's so much missed opportunity with this series just because it was so incredibly popular, and maybe everyone that liked it was just too young to really impact. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense why. Like, they had a Lego set or two. They could have had tons of Lego sets come out for this, and they would have done well. Obviously, they had a spin-off series after that. They probably could have done another one by now, and they tried to do a movie, live action movie, but that didn't land right. So definitely a lot of missed opportunity, but they're getting there. I think everyone that liked it enough now has money of their own to spend on new things, as with many a great number of things these days.
Yeah. Tabletop games, pretty cool idea though.
Yeah, especially once you get the mechanics down and get people's attention with that. That's a popular thing coming back.
Mm-hmm.
But that's all I have.
That's all I got.
Y'all I got? Cool. Once again, thank you for joining us. We hope you found this both entertaining and informative. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe everywhere you consume our content. Find all the places we publish our content on our link tree.
Link tr.ee/Showboys podcast. Be sure to join our Discord server and become a member of the Showboys community to hang out with the Showboys staff and other listeners, as well as get some cool perks such as being able to see all the articles we had to choose from for this episode of the newscast, but weren't able to squeeze into the episode. Spoiler alert, we actually did squeeze them all into the episode this time. All article links covered in this episode will be available in Discord.
If you have anything you would like us to cover in more detail or include in the show, please comment or email us at showboyspodcast@gmail.com, or, as Mike said, join us in the Showboys Discord.
Yes. Thanks again, and hope to see you on Thursday for a very special episode of Showboys. Until then, enjoy this banger of a song, and we'll see you later. Good night.